Good morning. I wanted to bring everybody up to date on my D100 Ultra Quick Classic Adventures game. This is a tabletop role-playing game that allows you to make up a group of 4 adventurers and then very quickly put them in a place, put them in a situation, and then make an adventure check, resolve conflicts, challenges, puzzles, combats, etc. Then make a decision to return home, camp, and continue. It's a pretty simple game. It's meant to be super quick, so you could play one adventure in a few minutes, you could play an entire evening, or you could play multiple adventures. Again, I am inspired by the world's #1 role-playing game, brand, the game I grew up with, the game I still enjoy to this day, and the Jeff Downey's very cool, ultra quick sports games. So using a rating value versus another rating value, and then resolving the conflict or the dilemma on a single chart roll, and then going from there. However, of course, this will have some narrative flavor as to where you're at, what's happening, and what the challenge is, etc. But so I have been test playing it. I have typed up this morning the test play PDF. How to make your adventures, what it all means, how to resolve conflicts, how the game works, and then the game flow. The only thing not yet typed up are the adventure charts, or I should say, there will be 3, 4, 5 types of charts in the game. Chart number 1, before every adventure, you roll to see where you're at in the world. The area chart, area location. Are you in the woods? Are you in the mountains? Are you in the plains? Are you in a city, etc., etc.? Once you have the area, then you go to those charts for the situation. The situation will set you up narratively in what the situation is. And then the third chart is the actual adventure chart. It's going to be what you're going to encounter because of the situation, and then you'll have to resolve that check. That check will determine success, failure. And from there, you will be able to camp to end turn, because that's one game turn. Once you end that turn, and at camp is where you can heal one particular injured individual. And you have to make a camp check chart to see if you safely camp. And then the next morning, you do a situation and adventure again, adding to the difficulty. So if you stay out on the adventure, continuing forward, at the end of every game turn, you survive camp. The next day, you'll add a value to make those challenges harder. So the longer you stay out, the deeper you're going, the harder the game is getting, right? And then, of course, if you choose to return home, you have to make a return home check to see if you get home safely, if anything comes up on the travels home that must be resolved. And then once you're home, that is where the game ends. That's where you would actually resolve the night. That's where everybody would heal up. That's where you would then divide your experience points among all of your surviving party members. They would increase their rating. If anybody scores the highest level, they would be retired to the Halls of Legend. If not, you keep that group together. If you have anybody that has been unfortunately killed on the adventures, you would roll up that single replacement adventurer who would start in their place, set it aside for your next day or your next turn of adventures. So anyway, that's how the system works. That's how it's going to work. It's very simple. What is going to be elaborate will be the charts. So the charts can be vast and varied. There might be in the original. I'm going to try to put out 4 areas in the original set. So there'll be 4. There might be forest, desert, dungeon. I don't know. I haven't decided what 4 areas. And then, of course, there'll be situation charts for all those, and then they'll have adventure charts for all of those areas as well. The situation chart will be important because it'll set the tone of where you're at and what's happening, but it can also change CVs. So, for instance, let's say your situation is you've been lost in the desert for a week, you were starved, you were thirsty. All CVs against you go up 50 points. So what used to be a goblin group that might be a 1,000-point challenge, they're now 1,050 challenge because your group is tired, lost, dehydrated, and desperate. So it actually gets harder. So the situation could say something like, you have found an easy path through, and you discover the goblins have already been killed by something else, and you loot the camp, and you score the XP, and you didn't actually have to do anything. So you could have a situation where things go perfectly for your group, and then you don't have to roll the adventure roll, and that line would conclude with camp or return home now. Or it'll say, roll the adventure chart, and boom, you're rolling the adventure chart for that location, right? That situational location, and you'll see how it works. And then what that does is it just gives you lots of opportunity to play quick games. And a game can literally be one area roll, one situation roll, one adventure roll, resolve that challenge, check, go home or camp. And so you could literally do an adventure, one single adventure, in seconds. In a minute you could resolve an entire adventure. Or you can camp and stay out and keep adventuring. Or you can return home, make the gamble to return home, resolve, upgrade your characters based on whatever experience they scored on that first roll, and then go right back out into the field, rolling up from the top, adventure, situation, area, situation, adventure. If you stay out after camping, you stay in the same area. You cannot change areas until you return home. So you would stay in the same area. So let's say it's wilderness. I roll the situation, I roll the adventure, we camp, and we go again. That would be the same. Then you would roll the situation chart and the adventure chart. Do not roll the area chart. So the area chart sets the entire night's gaming. When you return home, when you go back out, you would roll for a new area. Where is your party headed tonight, right? So going home allows you to heal up, allocate your adventure points, your experience points, and then of course you get to start all the way over with an area. So if you happen to roll an area that's really dangerous, you're going to probably want to return home and try to get an easier area. Some areas will be more dangerous than others, right? So like a dungeon is going to be more dangerous than forest, more dangerous than, say, desert or ocean or whatever. So anyway, it gives you an idea how the game's coming along, how it works, first how to create your characters, your party, how to tally their rating value, and then how the game works for conflict resolution, etc. Then the game flow, of course, how the game flows, and then of course will be all the charts that I will finish. So the charts are going to take the longest because I want them to be vast, varied, and fun. So anyway, I just want to bring everybody up to date as to what's happening with my D100 Ultra Quick Classic Adventures by Jason Graham. Thanks a lot. Good day.